You're just gonna get a little bit more comfortable. There we go. Watch out the window. I pour myself a whiskey, and you can hear the 1940s business music in the background after a long, hard day. Are we already? Damn, we're already recording, so I don't need to say 3, 2, 1 anymore because it is already going. Episode, what number is it? I think 138, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. At this point, this channel is a parallel dimension of chilled vibes. Anyway, as you can hear in the background there, and damn.
Right, and in another alternate world. In the multiverse, this channel probably has 10 million subscribers.
Yeah, and we're sitting in mansions like millionaires.
Yeah. In Texas.
Yeah. But you want to know why today was a hard day?
Why?
Because first of all, I cleaned my apartment and did some laundry. My apartment has never been more clean as it is right now. But I also started working. Now there's a fucking commercial, which is bullshit. But the reason why my apartment is all clean is because I started working for that fucking fat company Volt again. As a bike, as a delivery courier. Because I lost my job. And that's why I'm listening to 1940s.
Right.
Fucking whiskey business music.
Right, that's right. You got your dick ripped out from the last job.
Yeah. Fucking. I'm just. I'm not careful.
This is what I tried to tell you from the beginning, when you were so fucking fapped out and energized about the job, and I'm like, don't fucking be that.
Well,
because
you are energized about a job if you've been on unemployed for almost a year. So obviously you want to do something great, but the reason was also stupid. First of all, they didn't really I had maybe one conversation with my boss. Where it could indicate that I wasn't living up to the performance, but nothing. That was probably a month ago, and then it was almost 2 weeks ago that I got fired.
And look at what you did. You were putting in overtime. You were working. You were energized, right?
Yeah. Well, I was even putting in overtime that I didn't write up as overtime. But that went unnoticed. Yeah. That went unnoticed because they were all fapped out about their own shit apparently. But I didn't really mind that. I didn't really mind that because I was just happy to be working. And I was just working in my and this is why I also said to my boss when he suddenly said calls me in 5 minutes before the fucking 5 minutes before the Monday, the hardest day where we had probably close to 400 orders, having just packed 200 orders with sweat dripping down my fucking the front head. Then he was just can I see you for 5 minutes before you go home? And then I was sure, thinking maybe it's just some administrative thing or something. And then he fucking just sit down there, and then handing me some piece of paper where it says Oppsigelse, what do you call that, documentation of being fired. Just let's call it what it is. Yeah. And then it's just yep, I have a a termination
letter.
Like, and I'm like, what? This is kind of out of the blue, than you think. And he's like, nah, but and then his only fucking reasoning was, yeah, that week where you were like standing for the shipment yourself, we didn't really feel like you understood stuff when we told you something. And I was like, what? But I was like doing what we usually do with two people, so there was someone there who is there 8 hours a day every day that was on holiday, and he was like, yeah, but your partner, she's also able to handle it, so why aren't you?
Well, because you're fairly fucking new, for one.
Yeah. But he didn't seem to care about that. He was like, yeah, but the girl who your partner, she was also new, and she was also able to do it after 2 months. And
like here's the problem.
Wow.
Here's the problem. You haven't been doing this game long enough.
No. The problem is that they have unrealistic expectations, because also it's a new business. They are amateurs. They are amateurs.
If you had been doing this for different jobs for longer periods of time, your response when he asks you to see you for 5 minutes alone, just fucking casually on the down low like that, all friendly right? You should have looked him dead in the eye, and you should have said, depends. Is this something I need to call my lawyer for? And then he would have been fucking stunned, and then you would have continued on. Well, kind of termination without grounds, because then I will definitely call my fucking lawyer and pull out 250,000 kroners from my cash reserves to drag you to court for the next 10 fucking years.
Yeah, but
that would have shut him up, and then he would have rethought it and thought okay, maybe I shouldn't fire him now.
Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like your fantasy.
No.
You have never done that.
I have done this.
Yeah, but then again, you're also resource strong. I don't have $250 for a fucking lawyer.
Doesn't matter. You bluff it.
You bluff it. Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because they have no way of fucking knowing that you don't have it. Plus.
Well, I'm telling you something. If I don't get the payment for these 2 weeks that I have the termination notice, I'm still officially employed by them until the 17th of November. And if I don't get my every cent for every hour of these 2 weeks, then I will fucking hire a lawyer, because then it's a clear breach of the contract. Black and white.
I still feel I don't get it. Why you didn't take this to a union or something, because you weren't given any warning. They fire you pretty much without cause. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ! If this had been in Norway, you would have grounds to sue for a year's salary in compensation.
Well, I'm not a member of a union, a member of a A-kasse.
Yeah, but then you're also a member of a union.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not member of a fagforening. That's the difference.
So you only pay into an A-kasse and not a fagforening?
Yep.
Ah, stupid.
Yeah, well, I don't have that much money.
Huh? Well, anyways, I was thinking about something on a random train of thought. If you will allow me to paint it. You ready?
Yeah, no, I'm still thinking about that comment you just made, calling it stupid. Well, what the fuck are you supposed to do when you don't have that much money?
I don't know. How much does the fagforening cost? 500 a month?
which suggests to me that you are not paying to one either. I mean,
yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Then why the fuck don't you know what it costs? Because you're fucking rich. Because you're a fucking rich asshole who was fucking mooched off daddy most of his fucking life and is now finally independent. And it is now finally independent because he's fucking come from a conservative fucking family that supported him until he's 30, and then he can fucking build his wealth. He can fucking build his wealth since he was 30s. That's what you are. So
I started
you're
actually
fucking
working.
I'm the fucking liberal here who truly has to fucking make his mistakes, make his mark, and I fucking guarantee you, the next job that where I will be a fucking member of a Faufrening, and I will be fucking dragging that shit in. But you know what? Good. You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy this happened. Because and maybe it's also because like I'm late in life, like but why am I late? Because I decided to get a long education and become distinguished, and I'm not regretting that, because I'm fucking smarter than 90% of the fuckers out there. It's just my knowledge is difficult to put into one of these fucking alienated jobs where you have to be a robot. Like my partner also. I mean, fuck, man. She's never going to have a fucking boyfriend. Fuck. No.
The issue is that like these jobs are just going to like keep multiplying and become more and more of, unfortunately. Because there are lesser and lesser jobs that are like actually paying into a pension, for instance, that we like talked about. There are lesser and lesser jobs.
Yeah, that's another thing.
They cares about you.
They fired me right before I went into their pension plan.
Yeah, then they would have had to pay you more. And but still, like fucking insane that like they. Like, isn't there like any kind of like free lawyer help or like free rättshjälp that you could like reach out to?
Yeah, maybe if I fucking have the time to go through hundreds of pages on Google, or I could like
but in Aarhus,
try
maybe
to
like at the university,
or ask ChatGPT. But then again, like I don't know. It may also just be a fantasy or something. I mean, fuck, man. If it's so easy, then why don't you fucking find something like that for me? No, because you don't have the time for that either. You know, nobody has the time for shit like that. Nobody has the time for shit like that. And like, if you were serious about all this Faufrening crap, you would try to help me. But then again, it's the same thing with all these fucking bullshit fappers who are like, why don't you just get another job? Do you have a suggestion for me? Then shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, people are just fucking. They're not trying to help you. They're just trying to fucking seem like they're helping you without actually having to use the time. And instead of just like relaxing and not fucking going in on all of this bureaucratic bullshit or commercials, like there's one right now in the fucking 1940s business, because this fucking channel, business music, is monetized, and they're fucking greedy faps who want that money rolling in. That's why there's commercials. But, you know, we will see if we will get flagged for this too. Whatever the fuck. Where was I?
Sending you a link for like free lawyer in Aarhus now.
Ooh,
so you have that. Check that later.
Oh my god, that's going to help. That's going to help me. Then I'm going to fucking click that and be overwhelmed by information, and then I'm going to fucking zap out of that 10 minutes later.
You just berated me for not trying to help help you, and then I'm trying to help you, and now you're berating me for helping you. So it's kind of like difficult to understand what do you actually want.
I don't what I want doesn't matter. I'm just saying that people don't consistently help other people on like really important matters, like me saying this and then you returning in a week or something, and then having like contacted someone who will then call me. That's not going to happen. No, the only help that's going to happen is like people sending you links that will evaporate eventually. I know that. I know that. Yeah, I know that because I've read the theory of alienation, so I know the people, and I'm not accusing you. This is just the way it is. Because people don't have the time in this accelerated society, and you have a full-time job. I wouldn't expect you to fucking be able to like help me consistently with this shit.
No, but this brings me back to my train of thought. If you will allow me 5 minutes to finish it.
But my point is just drop the whole fucking act of sending me a link and saying, I've helped you. Just drop that. Drop it.
Yeah.
I would much rather you just chilling and then thinking about something deeper, like Schopenhauer.
Yes, and this is what I was coming to.
Okay, good.
Because I had something for my train of thought that I wanted to like express. If you will allow me to freely express and paint the picture.
I will get another whiskey because that's what this whole evening was supposed to be about. I have had a hard evening again doing some deliveries with the pizzas, and now I just want to have a quiet drink by myself like they did in the 40s.
Right. So, can you still hear me?
Yeah. Now I'm looking I'm looking forward to some highly philosophical insight from you now.
Yes, and I have it. Like your entire life, right? You have like a bunch of different relationships, like work relationships, friend relationships, romantic relationships, and these and mini relationships to like stranger encounters and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And each of these relationships has the same kind of like cornerstone, which is friendship. Doesn't need to be like a deep friendship, but it has to like at least start as a friendship to be able to evolve the more this connection is going to grow, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
And this is something that is like extremely difficult to achieve in an accelerated society as of today.
Oh yeah, you're speaking right into the theory of acceleration. That's where the resonance is extremely increasingly difficult.
And I have a comparison to it. I'm like comparing it to like say that the year is 1830, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're walking into a pub. Actually, you're walking pub to pub, right?
Or it doesn't even have to be 1830. It could just be 1940 as the music.
Can you allow me? It's like to finish it like that. So you're like walking pub to pub, right? 1830.
Yeah.
And you're not there to drink. You're like standing up on the table, and you're saying, "Hear ye, hear ye! I'm looking for 25 good men to join me, like on my to join me and make some coin on my ship, right?"
Yeah.
Right, and then but here's the thing, like you are before you are like mentioning even the ship, right?
Yeah.
You will have everybody screaming like "Yar! Coin! Gold! Money!"
Yeah,
right?
As an incentive.
Yeah, and at this point you're like thinking like, oh, awesome, right? The fucking initiative is there, right?
Yeah.
Fucking solid, right? But
And
now you start mentioning the ship, right? And people are like, oh shit, oh shit, this guy like wants us like to work on the ocean. Right. So now 50%. So now 50% of the yar is gone. Right. So the pub is like quieting down. And you continue, and then as you're like continuing to explain it, that like, yeah, I have a merchant ship, and we're going to sail from Hamburg to Boston on regular shipping routes, transporting whatever, right?
through the Atlantic
Whatever
Ocean.
cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like and then now it's going to be like another 50% of the 50% remaining dropping off, right? Because they're like, the fuck? Sailing over the ocean 1 month without even seeing land.
Yeah.
Right, and then as you're like progressing down the list over like over like what you're going to do, what the route is, what the job is, right? More
Yeah.
and more and more and more people are going to fall off from signing up as a job on your ship,
Yeah.
right? So my point is that you walked in this pub at the beginning with 100 people raising their hands saying, "Yeah, money, gold," right? And at the end of your speech, standing on top of this table, you're
Yeah.
lucky if you're walking away there with just one.
But that's the same as modern companies posting a job ad on some big ass website where there's some other company that's doing the SoMe and
Right,
PR, by the way,
right,
facilitating the online marketing for that.
but
And
I
and,
would,
and, and, and so and there's also going to be a lot of people who even apply, not just apply, but a lot of people who see it that are going to
yeah,
lose interest. There's going to be even a lot of people there's like hundreds who apply, and 70 of those are not good, and then
right.
like 20 of those are losing interest after the job interview, maybe.
But the difference here, though, is that like in my 1845 scenario, each and every one at this pub has a chance, right? They can say yes or they can say no, right?
Oh yeah. So more
Right.
people at that time were losing interest by themselves, and now it's the
Yeah.
companies that are losing
Yeah.
interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the difference, right? At that point, they had the chance, right? They had
Yeah.
an option. They
Yeah.
know that the gold is there. They know that the work is there, right?
Yeah.
But then hearing what it details, they say no, right? Because like, fuck it, I'm not going to be on the ocean with a bunch of other assholes like for 2 months before I can return home or whatever, right?
So you're advocating right now for that there was more freedom before.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
More
I agree.
freedom,
I
and
agree.
not only more freedom, but also more wealth.
Yeah.
Way more wealth, because like from what you could buy with 1 month's salary, let's just say like 18, let's just say a sailor's salary in 1845 or 1850 or the 1800s in general,
Yeah.
would be massive. It would have been like 10 times the purchasing power of what a worker has today.
Yeah.
And there and this progresses. This goes all the way up to like 1970, because even in 1970, as a worker, maybe not in Denmark, but at least in the United States, you would be able to like buy a brand new Mustang with 3 months' salary.
Yeah.
Whereas like a brand new Mustang today would be like more than a year's salary. Maybe like closer to like 2 years of like average salary, right? So again, like you can like see the purchasing power like going down. So no, they had like more options, they had more money, because a guy who
or
chooses
not more money, but the money was more worth.
Yeah, money was more worth, because like the guy who actually goes on the ship, right, and says like, yeah, sure, like I'll go and sail with you for a couple of gold for some gold coins, on one route to Boston and back. Say it's 3 months all in all, right?
Or you could say they didn't have more money. They had more wealth. Because you could get more wealth for the money you had. Yeah.
So the guy who comes with and like sails on the ship with you for like 3 months and then returns to his family, he doesn't have to work the rest of the year.
No, yeah.
Right. He has made enough sailing for you for those months, for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Today. So today the market is like oversaturated as fuck.
Yeah. That's
there are too little jobs and too many applicants.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. Technology and AI, automation of production processes, non-human entities that come into production facilities, probably the most important factor. But as we've talked about in multiple other podcasts, overpopulation is still a factor. Although it's decreasing, the population is decreasing in the Western world, but that still doesn't mean that market-wise our countries aren't overpopulated. I mean, of course, it's much worse in China and India, but our countries are overpopulated in the sense that, I mean, of course, you always have to be careful when you talk about overpopulation, because we need, in our Western civilization, we need more people, either through childbirth or through immigration, to keep our growth and to keep our societies from functioning.
You're also missing like one word here, and that is like globalization too.
Massive
amounts of globalization.
Sure.
Like I have an example from today, because we're getting like some what's the brand called, like Georg Jensen.
Yeah.
I'm getting like some Georg Jensen shit for gift for like whatever random reasons at work.
Oh yeah, that's an expensive brand too.
And I'm saying to my boss, I know it is. I'm saying to my boss, like, what's that? Like, never heard of it. Some made in China crap or what? and she says like, no, it's like Georg Jensen, good Danish brand and made in Denmark and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like just looking at her and saying like, uh-huh. And I'm like suspiciously looking at this box of like the Georg Jensen shit on it, right? And I point at the back of it where it says, designed in Denmark, made in PRC.
No, what is PRC?
People's Republic of China.
Oh yeah, of course. That makes sense. Man, that is a clever way to camouflage that it's from China.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
They are getting
brilliant.
I mean, China is like on steroids right now. There's a reason why some of the philosopher that I usually like to listen to, Richard Precht and some other people around there, there's a reason they that they are starting to think of the future as what they call it, the multipolare Weltordnung. Do you know what to do with that term? It's German.
Multipolarized world order.
Yeah. So like the world order since the Second World War has always been in two poles, right? Polarized in two. So on the one hand we have the Russians, the communists, and on the other the U.S., the capitalist. So capitalism versus communism. That was like the two poles, the two like extremes that dominated the 40 years after the Second World War, and to a certain degree also in the 90s and the zeros, except for some wars and stuff like. But yeah, like. So mostly it has been, the world order has been influenced by communism versus capitalism, but that's about to change. I mean, with all the other global players that we have rising up, India, China, Brazil, all the BRICS countries basically, especially India and China, especially China, who. I mean, by all these philosophers and scientists, is always the role of China in the future is going to be far greater than anything we've seen so far.
Yeah, because they protect themselves. I don't think that China imports shit. And I think they produce everything in country.
Yeah, and they have such a huge market, such a huge domestic market. And the huge export market, which drives their revenue. Making the mistake of looking at China like Trump in terms of just purely interests, which is problematic because a country is more than just like economic profits and stuff like that. But you also have to agree to the fact that also China isn't getting involved in wars, for instance. They have a military, and they have a big military expanding, getting bigger and bigger, but they don't actually get involved in wars. Why? Now I want to hear your take on that. Why is it good for a country not to get involved in wars?
Well, because wars are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Very fucking expensive.
During the
war? Also afterwards, because afterwards you need to fill the hole that war has cost you.
Yeah.
And how the fuck are you gonna do that? And then also during the war, your other countries that disagree with what you're doing are going to start trade embargoes against you, right?
Yeah.
And start being like, nah, now we're no longer importing any items from the country of Troy, right? So now you just lost another income source to your country, right?
Mm.
And this continues, and then sanctions, tariffs, and whatnot, right? And trade embargoes, and that's not good for business. But the problem with China is that they could sustain it because, as I just said, this country could be 100% self-sustainable.
Yeah.
Regarding food and the resources, everything, right?
Yeah.
But still, they would lose something on it. So I think they're playing the long game there, right? And sure, they're not getting involved in any wars, but they are laying claims to disputed islands in the Pacific, and saying that's ours, right?
Yeah, but that could just be playing with just bluffing. Doing a puffer fish, blowing yourself way up, seem scary, and then just hope that it's going to resolve itself.
I don't think that
like Russia is actually doing with the drones right now. I mean, how fucking genius was that by Putin? All you need to do to make the West scared is just fly a few drones over Denmark and Germany, and then what do? We fucking invest in massive military investments, which is going to be good for what? Like
Nothing.
it's gonna
Nothing.
be it's gonna fucking dig a huge deficit in our economies. But are we going to use that to attack Russia? I mean, they're like still they're still fighting with a former country of the Soviet Union.
This is the problem. Like, there's nobody like in the European countries that are like willing to do anything actively, right? When, like I said, like Russia is constantly flying fighter jets and testing NATO airspace, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard of fighter jets that have
no, there's been like, you can like Google it. There's been like fighter jets they're fighter jets who regularly like traverse from Russia and then along the Norwegian coast until they get intercepted by by Norwegian F-35s and then escorted back across the Russian border, right? And the same thing happened in Lithuania and Estonia, where there were fighter jets like in the air for like as much as like 12 minutes or something. That's insane, right?
As much as like 12 minutes. What the fuck? Like now you're yielding into this fucking skrammekampanje. This fucking
no. Because I said because
fear. Unless I see. Even unless I see a bomb drop or a grenade or something that causes damage, then this is like
my point is.
Fuck, man.
Let me finish. My point is that you're like testing the boundaries and seeing like how much can I push them, right?
It's not that. No.
Wait. He tried the same thing. With Turkey in 2014 or 2015, right?
Yeah.
Testing Turkish airspace. Yeah. Do you think Erdogan sent up planes to escort them across to the Russian border again? Or do you think that you just gave orders to his military to like shoot those fucking jets down?
Yeah, just shoot them down.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, but
and sure, Putin was like sour over that and said, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that," and that's like bad style and so on, right? But he didn't do anything about it.
No,
he just never sent. He just never sent any jets across the border again.
Why would he? I mean,
because now he had like learned that the limitations was there.
Yeah, of course. And that's what we should learn from Turkey, because do you think Putin is interested in escalating a war with anyone while they're engaged in Ukraine?
No, but he's like by testing the boundaries, he can like just push it a little more. Like the next thing that he can do is just put in like 100 ground forces into Estonia or something. In some small piece of shit town on the border to Russia.
No.
And then saying that like this is ours now.
No, I believe there's way other motives, and the other motives are not military actually. They're
aliens?
No. What? That's weird. No, the other motives are there's financial motives. By like flying drones in, by testing, like doing small stuff, like 12 minutes in foreign airspace. He is, but stay with me here because this is like a bit complicated. Then like the fear breaks out in all these Western countries. Everybody is like, yeah, we gotta fucking invest heavily in our military, which the politicians do. Yes, so a lot of revenue flows into military instead of social projects, instead of infrastructure, critical infrastructure that's also necessary for the Western societies to go around, and thus Putin ends up succeeding in having the West use billions of dollars on unnecessary investments that's eventually that's never going to be used to fight Russia, because Russia is still engaged in Ukraine, and Putin never intended to fight NATO. But he did intend to make the West poorer and degrade the West financially by having a lack of investments in social projects. And that's happening.
Yeah, well,
that's happening.
Europe is fucked anyways.
Yeah, and Putin just fucked us even further. I mean, Putin is sitting, also Trump, with all the indecision and all the spontaneity that's not leading anywhere in the U.S. and the social unrest that creates. Putin is sitting there like, yeah, the Western society. I mean, fuck, man. The West is so afraid that there's going to be an escalation between NATO and Russia. I think what we really should be afraid of is that the West, that because of us investing so heavily in military stuff that we will never use, that the West will degrade culturally and socially on its own without Putin even having to lift a finger. That's what's happening right now. I believe that is Putin's plan.
Yeah, but like,
and the Chinese, they're also just sitting there being like, dudes, are you kidding? Why are you being scared, bruh?
Europe is doing fine with like destroying itself with fucking mass immigration.
Yeah, but Putin is surely escalating it now by taking away the money that's needed to handle immigration problems and other social problems by investing that in military that will never be used.
Yeah, but like mass immigration, you have money flowing out into a big pit for this big ass lie called the green shift.
That's the third factor.
And then what else? And then what else do you have? And then you have mass fucking globalization, oversaturated work market as a result of both that and the AI coming into the picture.
Yeah, but do you agree that Putin has accelerated all this with these 12 minutes in foreign airspace drones?
Yeah. Of course, yes.
Yeah,
he is all about he's all about like fair propaganda, right?
Yeah. Because also you can say a lot about Putin, but the man is fucking smart. He's evil and smart.
Yeah, he's all about like fair propaganda, and the bullshit politicians in Europe, such as Mette Frederiksen, are fucking swallowing the bait, hook and line. Fucking up the country even further, right?
Yeah.
So nah, man, like Europe's burning. So to anybody that is listening, and if you have a job, then save money, invest it wisely, and then get the fuck out when you have enough.
Why, if you have a job? I can save up money too.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you can't save up money, then save up money, invest it, and get the fuck out of Denmark. Get the fuck out of Europe when you have enough, because this place is going to burn.
Well, like, I mean, what we're talking about now is the political and societal structure of these countries. But before I close this debate or the discussion, I would like to say my documentation or my, what do you call it, beleg. I don't know what the English term for it is, but you know what I mean. Like the what I used to base my argument on.
Your foundation.
Yeah, my foundation, which I'm arguing all this stuff on, is that have we seen a single shot fired or single bomb or grenade or explosive fired by Russia in NATO airspace or even NATO ground.
No.
No.
Well, you did.
It's
You did have
because
those.
it's
You had
all-
those drones crashing into buildings in Poland. But no, they didn't harm anyone. They did some
No,
structural
yeah.
damage. But
And that's the point. It's look, Russia is like a big puffer fish. Frankly, if we were to be afraid of anyone, I would be afraid much more of China because it's a much greater economy. They have much more potential for. But then again, like China is very grounded. They don't get in. As I said, they don't get involved in stuff. But then again, this was like all a strategical discussion of society structure and the sociological stuff in it. But as I just also in a podcast listened to today, sociology has nothing to do with individual psychology. So and individually, I would say that my chances of living a decent life in Denmark, at least for the next 10, 20 years, probably even into retirement, are pretty good. But not for, like, the reason why I don't want kids is because I would not make the same statement for my kids. But that is mostly because these processes, sociological processes and structural issues, they take time to change. So it's probably going to take, it's not going to happen in the next 10, 20, maybe 30 years.
50.
But 50, 100 years timeline? Yeah, we're
maybe.
going to see a vastly different West. Especially with, in Denmark, the most severe issue that we have in the future is flooding. So, but then again, even that is not that different. Like, even that in 100 years, like, if there's going to be, I mean, that's just going to be, in 50 years, there's going to be a bunch of summer houses on the coasts that are going to be flooded. But I don't own a summer house, so for me, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, whatever the fuck, man.
Can I get back to like something I want to talk about, like social responsibility and globalization?
Yeah.
Right. Like if Denmark and every other Western country is interested in social responsibility and protecting the country and making the population prosper, right?
Yeah, and then they would give much more in like support for the countries that are affected by global warming too, because Denmark is notorious on downplaying the role that it's played in damaging the climate in other countries.
For sure, but I'm talking about like this that like every company, like I mentioned, Georg Jensen, right? Every big company that can outsource the production of their products for a cheaper coin and cost efficiency will do so, right? Georg Jensen produces their shit in China.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that Echo also produces a lot of their shit in China or some other piece of shit country in Asia.
I wouldn't be so sure about Georg Jensen because they're one of the top brands.
And well, at least the waste that I got from work was produced in China.
Yeah. Okay. Oh PRC. Yeah.
Yeah, and what else? Then you have like Apple, also designed in the great state of California, but produced in China.
Yeah.
Right. So why wouldn't the governments here like advocate to these companies to like produce that shit like where we live?
That's what Trump is trying to do.
Yeah, produce the shit like where we are, create some decent high-paying jobs for our people, right?
Yeah.
And make them like not having to fucking struggle to save up for retirement for their 401ks and to go to the store to buy groceries.
I hate that I just defended one of Trump's policies, but like with all the contempt I have for Trump, that is one of the fuck man, a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but like at least I can understand some of the stuff that he's trying to do.
Yeah,
and that is creating a more creating. I mean, we do live. The entire West is living in a time of crisis orientation, crisis, and Trump is trying to trying with too much enthusiasm, trying to correct that, and with violence trying to correct that, or not violence, but like trying to force a sense of community that is being lost in our society.
Right, and but I don't think like it is an easy task, because like these companies are fucking big, right?
Yeah.
And the bigger they are, the more power they have, right?
Yeah.
So big companies like Apple or whatever can just say, yeah, sure, then we can just fucking move our headquarters to another country that is more more tolerable to our policies.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the globalization. Globalization has basically turned our planet, the entire planet Earth, which is fucking big. And I'm like going into Joe Rogan mode. Dude, have you seen how big our Earth is? Fuck, man, it's big. It's so big that you wouldn't even be able to run to the neighbor country in 10 days. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to like make it make a picture in your head.
Like, yeah, I know it's big, but
yeah,
also I know it's not that big because I haven't smoked as much DMT as you.
No, my point was globalization has basically turned this entire planet, which is fucking huge, into a giant market. Whereas in 200, as you spoke about earlier, in 1840, there would just be the market that you could engage with was 20 kilometers away.
Yeah, and you would be walking to like a tailor and saying like, "Hey, tailor, can you like make some clothes for me for these pieces of shilling?"
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, finish.
So no, like the entire society was way more integrated. Because you could like you can go to town, right, and you would like find a person that could do like literally anything. You could like find one guy that's going to make your clothes, right, or you can find like one guy that's like a gunsmith if you need like service on your Colt Navy, right?
Yeah.
Or you can find like a blacksmith because your horse needs new shoes, or you need your blade sharpened or something, right?
Yeah. And actually, I have a fun fact right here, and I'm usually I don't do this, at least not so thorough as I am going to do right now, but now I'm actually going to quote where I have this information from, and it is from the newest episode of the Lanz und Precht podcast, the German philosophy, culture and society podcast that I listen to, which is episode 219, where they speak about that. I don't know where they have this information from, but it's probably correct since it's a philosopher with a doctoral degree who's said this, that in the Middle Age, today, the average person in modernity, in postmodernity, consumes as much information as a farmer did in 1 year.
Yeah.
Per day.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna go into Joe Rogan mode again. Dude! 1 year? In 1 day?
Yeah.
That is fucking nuts!
Yeah.
No wonder that no wonder that I'm fucking tired today, and overstimulated as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I guess like I'm like more like that farmer because I have like very fucking isolated work days. Like it's a minimal amount of like.
How many YouTube videos have you watched today?
Today?
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't watched any YouTube videos today. I've like listened to some music though on YouTube.
That's still more music than a farmer in the Middle Ages would listen to. Actually, I think a year, because think about it. The only music that existed in the Middle Ages was the people at the bars. And how often would you go to a bar as a farmer?
Every day.
No, fuck no. Like, listen to it. A farmer is probably one of the most isolated professions back then. So it would probably just be like once a week or something that you would go to the local.
Or once a month, depending on how far away from.
Yeah.
Because he would go to one, probably the one time that he needed to go to town to get supplies.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be like very often. It would be like once a month probably, with his wife.
Yeah. So.
Or kid.
So even you are more, but even your job is much more stimulated than that farmer's job was.
I want to like tell you something. Like after like I went around work like a maniac, screaming like, "Is there no one else?"
Yeah, and that's also a sign of like you. And now I'm psychoanalyzing, of course. This has nothing to do with this is more psychological. But now, like that could be a sign of you not wanting to, because a lot of people have it this way in the society, that we're afraid of nothing. So we're afraid of silence. So as soon as there's silence, we need to find something to fill that silence, because what is that? What is that painting or something that is called Fear of the Empty Space?
I know it.
Fuck, man.
And I get it because if you
people.
Because if I had like a whole day, and it's been like noise at work with like the forklift and trucks and loading and the radio playing, right? You get home and then you're like, damn, it's quiet.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get what you're saying about like that uneasy feeling. So immediately, like after I was like done with like going around yelling, I put on Get Back from Ludacris and dancing like Tom Cruise in the Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called. I just pulled it up. There's actually a Wikipedia page with only 2 lines in it, where they have terms from both physics. It comes from both physics and art, and it's called horror vacui from Latin.
Yeah.
So fear of the empty space.
Right.
And if you Google that, try to Google that, anyone who's listening to this, all of our 2 viewers or listeners, if you Google that, you will find disturbing pictures of like rooms that is like almost like Stanley Parable kind of things, where it's like you see just empty spaces with darkened corners where there's nothing, and
but
that's like
I get
really creepy.
I get like where it is like coming from, because if you're like looking at silence, right,
Yeah.
and and you like try to identify what silence is and what it does to a man, then it can like either fucking break you or it can make you stronger. For instance, like if you're in the dead of nowhere alone in the wilderness, right? There's no
Yeah.
birds, there's no nothing, right?
Yeah.
There's no sounds, whatever, right? Except for that you, except for the branches crunching under your feet, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So eventually, you are going to have a talk with yourself,
Of course. And I've
whether you like it or not, right? And there will be two voices speaking to you, right? There will be like one voice telling you that you're a weak piece of shit and you can't do this, whatever it is that you're doing,
yeah.
or you will have the other, and you will have like one voice telling you that that you're on the right track, you can do this, motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes like an eternal battle between the free use in the silence, right?
Yeah.
So either you emerge a weakened guy who has weakened guy who has like maybe like given up or whatever, right? Or you emerge stronger. So thus silence can be your greatest weapon. Now silence can be your greatest strength, but it can also be your greatest weakness. It's equal.
Yeah, and I think in our society, mostly people are afraid that it will be a weakness, because
Yeah.
but it's the problem with people thinking that way, and it's understandable why people think that way, because there's so much that you have to react to. So the natural, the psychological reaction to all this stuff. We could talk about acceleration again, and the amount of stuff that is more than it has ever been, is that you have to keep up, and if you can't keep up with all this stuff, then the psychological reaction to that is that you will decay, and that you will be lost.
Yeah.
But the problem with it also psychological is that we as humans function that way, that we need that introspection, that we need to reflect upon stuff. We need the silence in order to like reflect on it, in order to figure out how am I in relation to this. How do I understand this? I can only understand this certain topic if I have silence to think about it. And that's the problem.
Yeah, but this also gets so fucking clouded, because you have people who are a lot like on social media, right?
Yeah.
Looking on these short wheels and posts and Instagram and whatever, right? And then you get like a distorted reality picture, seeing fucking people who are bragging about their new Mercedes, bragging about their new chick, or somebody saying like, nah, I don't date any man who don't earn more than $250,000 a year. If you ain't earning $250K a year, you ain't the man. And so on and so on.
Is there actually people who have posted that?
Yeah.
Like with the number?
Yeah, from Miami.
Yeah, but why are you even following those kind of people?
No, it does. This like just comes randomly up on Facebook Shorts.
Oh yeah, but that's also because the algorithm is fucked.
Yeah.
Like I hate Meta, and I hate Google. Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That like this is like creating like a weak fucking reality picture and distorted reality picture for people, because if you start to like look at these people, you will see eventually like friends on Facebook get fucking drawn into this, and then they start to post shit being like, just bought like a new fucking Mercedes car or Porsche or whatever, right? Not mentioning that it was either the rich husband that paid for it or that it was a loan that like paid for the entire Porsche, right? But it creates, but again, like it helps like fucking put steroids onto this fake reality picture, because now you're like portraying to like your friends or whoever's following you that like this is what you should have. If you don't have this, you're not successful. If you don't have this, you're not like the kind of human that you should be, right? And that's, you know, like that's the fucking problem that I'm trying to like make you understand here, because like then say that like these people say that these people like go into this silence that we're talking about to like reflect on themselves, right? All this shit will still be in the back of their brains.
You're just to be clear, you're not making me understand stuff. I understand perfectly what you're saying.
Okay.
But nevertheless, just keep articulating it, because because this is also what I actually think about AI all the time. Just because there is some fucking AI that could easily find the answer that I'm looking for in 10 seconds, even less than 10 seconds, in 3 seconds, that doesn't mean that I don't have to articulate it, and that doesn't mean that you don't have to articulate and go through the logical thinking of how this thing works, because that's the only way that we can keep ourselves smart and not dumbing down like they do in Idiocracy.
Yeah.
So even though I understand what you're saying right now, you still need to explain it to me.
Okay, yeah, I am.
Not for me, but for your own good.
For anyone that is listening, on this podcast.
No, actually, just for your own good. But I mean, you're not. But the problem with our psychology is also that, and I think like this too. If I think that I'm just explaining this for myself, then what is my point of explaining that to you?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have like a fucking distorted reality picture on steroids, clouding people's fucking perception of what life should really be like, right? And it's getting like so fucking out of control, and like I don't understand like why people even like want to like take part of it, because like I'm trying to be like sensible, and I'm like thinking like I don't fucking need $1 million kroner or 2 million kroner Porsche. No, fuck, I don't even want it. And I don't need a fucking $7 million or 7 million kroner house to portray on Facebook with fucking jacuzzis and ornaments and Christmas ornaments and whatnot, right? But that's also because I know and I understand how the fuck that clouds people's perception.
It's what we've talked about in actually I think the last podcast, where we talked about your sister and them being like oh, have you had and by the way, I re-listened to our podcasts
I get it.
That's why I can remember this, because but like how just tell me, how surprised were you just now that I could remember that we talked about that in the last podcast?
I thought like shit, he has superhuman powers.
But no, it is. Yeah, but it is because I re-listened to it afterwards. I'm gonna re-listen to this one too. But yeah, we talked about your sister and how when they came to your place the last time, they were like, "Are you living? why are you living in this small apartment?
Yeah.
Why are you not having like a big mansion or something like that?
Yeah.
And then I concluded that it was some Latin bullshit that I pulled up, that it was some disease that they have where they're like, something Sheldon Cooper said, where they only value that because it's not valued by you.
Yeah.
So now I've said that twice on this podcast, at least. And it still makes sense to me, because when you have a bunch of stuff, especially in a materialistic society, which now we have been through that the West is going down, and this is going to end eventually anyway, but that's a separate issue. The one thing is psychological, is what can an individual do to get ahead. Another thing is how society as a whole is going to be structurally changed in the future. But the point is, individually, the psychology of having a lot of stuff is that it's only meaningful if you can measure yourself towards others. But the problem with that is that unless you can make people envious and jealous, then it isn't going to work. It isn't going to actually pull them in.
Exactly, and I don't fucking need stuff. I mean, fuck, man. You could have like broken into my apartment and like taken like literally everything that I have, right?
Yeah.
And I would have thought like, meh, whatever.
The only thing I would be a little bitter of is my stationery, because that's where I have all the podcast, all like not all the podcast episodes, but I have all kinds of like also unpublished podcast episodes.
Sure, but it wouldn't be like that fucking hugely life altering for you. You would get another stationery at like one point and like replace it with new ones or something, right?
Yeah.
And then it would just be like a matter of time before you had like forgotten that like your other one was stolen.
and actually, I mean, right now I don't even know what I have on it. So like, and that includes like all the like. But this is again acceleration. All the fucking pictures that you have on Google Drive and on personal hard disks and on your stationery is probably way into 10,000 for my sake. And I'm like, do I really need that many pictures of my fucking life? I'm not that interesting compared to a billion other people that also have just as interesting lives. So, like, why do we hang on to these fucking pictures anyway?
Well, it's a good question. It's the same thing that like when I'm like seeing people or friends that I'm with, right? And they take like a picture of some fucking random landmark or something.
Yeah.
But without themselves or anybody else in the picture.
Yeah.
And
also it doesn't even matter that I have it on my stationery or hard disks, because most of the pictures that I need are in the cloud or on Facebook.
Right.
You know.
Right. So you wouldn't give a fuck, right? If somebody like stole your laptop or computer or whatever.
Yeah. Well, except that like wouldn't be able to like do these podcasts. Well, I could still do it.
But again, like
I could do it on my laptop. Yeah, that's true.
Right. It would be like a minor inconvenience for you because eventually you would get another stationery.
Yeah.
It's not like a stationery would cost you 200,000 kroners. You would just end up like buying a used one on Facebook Marketplace or something for 1,000 kroners or 2,000 kroners.
Frankly, I think I'd be more bitter about people stealing my microphone.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, this podcast is adding a lot more value to my life than my stationery probably does.
Yeah. So where was I? So most people have like a distorted fucking picture of reality, right? And don't understand how it's supposed to be like working, right?
Ooh, just when you said that, I want to quote. I asked Mathis about this yesterday. If you can figure out where this quote is from, which movie, then you're very sharp.
Hit me.
This on a long enough timeline, the survival rate of everyone drops to 0.
Interstellar.
Nah, it's a Brad Pitt movie.
Fight Club.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Second try. Mathis couldn't do it yesterday.
Fuck,
man.
Well, yeah. So like you have like this at least in the West, I believe people are like more connected to their real selves in third world countries.
Yeah.
Without all this
definitely
without all this poisonous bullshit online, right?
Yeah. I mean, man, Western people are just clowns walking around in different colored makeup every day.
Right, and I can like have like the perfect example like here, right? If you like go on YouTube or anywhere else, right, and look at Latin women compared to Western women, right? A woman in Colombia,
yeah,
or Spain for that instance, or any Latin American country, is very prone to initiate contact with you.
Oh yeah.
Right? Ask you like, "Hola, papi, how are you doing?" Right?
Yeah.
And initiate like a conversation with you, right?
Yeah.
And I find that like highly fucking positive.
Yeah.
Because it makes you like look up and be like, holy shit, there exists other humans. I'm not alone. I like there's other humans here, right? There's not fucking alienated NPCs walking around the street here, right?
Like very much like delivering pizzas in Aarhus, where most of the oh yeah, just finish your thought. I have another anecdote to this in a second.
And then like if you like fucking jump here to Denmark, right? Then we have talked about this before. You need to be like in the right fucking setting, in the programmed room, in the programmed event, right?
Yeah.
For this all to fucking click. And even then, you're still being measured. You're still being gauged. Being like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this guy like worth the trouble of a conversation?
Yeah, fuck, man. The trouble of a conversation. Oh my god.
Yeah. So like that's what the fuck I'm. That's where the fuck I'm like thinking at, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get it. Like why Denmark and Norway are really like so fucking up there with like the happiest people of the world. The most alienated NPCs of the world, I would say.
Yeah, fuck, man. Yeah, I don't actually know that either.
I don't. Why the fuck it's up there? Like it's like a made up fucking. Like who chose that? It's like a made up fucking list.
I think what they're measuring is the amount of wealth that the average citizen in these countries has, which is one of the biggest. But we're also because we're the biggest wealth per average person, we are also the biggest environmental polluters in the world. I mean, fuck, man, Denmark. Fuck, man.
But even even those numbers are like fake, because like sure, I just checked it like a couple of days ago, that like the so-called average Danish motherfucker earns 48 to 50,000 kroners a month before tax. What the fuck?
And what?
Like, I'm gonna find it for you. Like, I do think I've like saved it. Because like you see like the reason for this, that it's like up there, is because that you have like
But how much did you mention?
I'm gonna send you the link now, and then we can like watch it together.
Because
like here's the link.
35,000 Danish. That's a lot of.
No, it's more. Scroll down to that on that list, right? You have the usual names in Denmark. You have the marriage rates, and then as you like scroll down, and you're like seeing like.
I hate this site. I hate websites that make that only have a big graphic, and then they have like then you have to scroll like you have to scroll half a mile to get to a little bit of text.
When you get to it, the average male motherfucker in Denmark, including pension, makes a whopping 55,000 kroners a month. What?
Say it again.
55K.
Yeah, that's a lot. You can get a lot of resources, and on the same note, pollute the environment and pollute the global environment a lot for that.
But you get what I'm saying? That like I'm trying to get that like the number is wrong, because like the average worker, the average scholar in Denmark does not earn 55K a month.
Oh no,
that's fucking obnoxious.
But even if it's more than 20,000, that's you can still get a lot of resources for that pollute a lot in the rest of the world. I mean, just 20,000. Just 20,000 is hold on, let me just check. Calculator. 20,000 divided by how many work hours per month? That's 148.
I would argue that even your parents don't earn anywhere near that of like those average Danish people there.
No, they earn. My father earns 23 as a carpenter. No, not carpenter. Industry carpenter. 23, and my mom earns 28,000 as a school teacher, even though she works way more than 37 hours a week. She works like 60 hours a week, but gets paid for 37. Also fucking bullshit. But yeah, even if you earn only 20,000, that's 135 kroners an hour, which is, let's calculate that in dollars. That's 22 an hour. That's still over twice as much as the average. No, not the average, but like still twice as much in an American, like the minimum salary.
That's a minimum wage.
Yeah, the minimum wage in the U.S. is $6. So it's still like a lot more. But that also means that the average Dane is still able to spend a lot on. It's actually not the direct pollution. It's more the consumption that is the problem. The average Dane spending a lot of money on products that pollute elsewhere in the production. For instance, in China, you spend something on Temu or something. That has.
This is something I wanted to like mention earlier. That like this with this globalization, for instance, right?
But Denmark is the worst on those kind of consumption.
I know.
Pollutions.
And like imagine this: like you own a Danish company that produces product X, okay?
Yeah.
And you figure out like, oh shit, I can make this product X 5 times cheaper in China.
Yeah.
Right? Make it in China. but I'm still going to sell it to the Danish population. So now I'm going to have like a container for product X shipped to Denmark for I would say the going rate to have like a container shipped from China to Denmark would be around 120,000 kroners.
Yeah.
So even with like making this product and paying 120,000 kroners to have it shipped to Denmark, it is cheaper than to have it produced in country.
Fuck, man.
And
That's the problem with globalization, as we were talking about before.
And this container ship that transports your containers to Denmark is going to be burning about 650,000 kroners of diesel or oil to get to Denmark a day.
Yeah, the logistics.
A day, man.
Yeah, the logistic, and that is the key difference to 200 years ago, the pre-industrialization, because all climate scientists will agree that we have never exhausted as much CO2 and as much carbon dioxide.
No,
as we have post-industrialization.
Yeah.
And that is the key difference. The key difference is because of globalization, too big of a different distance has to be overwunnet, has to be I can't remember.
Conquered.
Yeah, it has to be conquered in order to do business. So
yeah.
So back then it was like, you wanna do business with the like, think of if you have a shop in Open Row, you wanna do like the equivalent to China back then would be, you wanna do business with someone down in Hamburg. Well, that's far away. We better breed a bunch of horses that can come up to that can get to real Arabians, so that and we will have to make 4 so that they can drive forth and back once a month, and then we can like ship that real quick. But did that pollute anything near what a super tanker is polluting from China to Denmark?
I'm thinking about the fucking insane comparison here, because no, it didn't pollute anything to have those 4 horses go with a cart to Hamburg and back once a month.
Fuck no.
But today, you would have some fucking dude in a high-rise building jerking off, being like, more money, more money, right? So have the fucking shit produced in China, and then have it shipped back here to Denmark on a super tanker that costs 1 million kroners a day. So it costs like 50 million kroners in fucking fuel and pollution.
Yeah.
For this tanker to reach Denmark from China, and still this jerk-off fapper in the money, this jerk-off fapper in his office makes money on that.
And that is the problem with modern society. And in this context, I can definitely safely say that the world is overpopulated. The context where you can't say that the world is overpopulated is because in order to keep our modern societies functioning, then we need more people. Then we need more birth rates. We need higher birth rates. We need women. Forget that. No, I'm not gonna get into feminist issues. Whatever the fuck, or sexist.
No. You
Fuck
can.
that. Fuck that. Fuck
I can take it. I will. I'm happily to take it for you. I'm happily to take it for you.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. I don't
Like,
even know where I was going. The thing is, we have two. I need you to understand as well. We have two different or maybe just I need to understand it, as I was saying before. We have two different contexts here. Two different ways to view if there's overpopulation or not. And the one view is a societal structural issue. In order to keep our nation, Denmark, going, we need either more Germany has a much bigger problem in this case, but Denmark is there too. We have declining birth rates as well, but in Germany it's a much bigger issue. Most Western societies deal with this issue. We need either immigration to take all the jobs that are required in the future, such as like all these cleaning jobs and all this bullshit that nobody else wants to do, all of these people that are on unemployment money. Or we need to increase our birth rates. That's where we are not overpopulated. But in terms of the climate, of the of the pollution, in those terms, and especially compared to pre-industrialization standards, yes, we're fucking overpopulated because of the volume of the amount of people that exist. That not because of the volume of people. The volume of people would be fine if we were living in localized communities, but because we're globalized and because we are demanding that so much distance is conquered with coal-based transports. That is what's heating up the atmosphere, and that's what's accelerating the atmosphere. Is actually physically accelerated because it's getting hotter, but that's just a metaphor. That's just a.
I have a thing there regarding the environment. You know, like I was like thinking about like how much our governments are like producing green energy and going green and all that, right?
Yeah.
And then today you had like both Equinor and Aker BP, which is Norway's two biggest oil companies, oil and gas.
No.
Pretty much saying like, fuck all that. We got 500 new super projects of oil fields to be awaiting production in the North Sea.
Fuck, man.
Like pissing on like everything called green.
Donald Trump would be proud.
Yeah. Like,
fuck, man.
And it was just something. It wasn't like even a real answer. It was like, well, the oil's gonna be there anyways, and somebody's gotta pump it.
Yeah. Fuck, man. You wanna know? Now, I promised you this anecdote from Vault before, right, with the NPCs. But before I get into that, you wanna... Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. You wanna hear just a pathetic number of how much you earn post-COVID, like in 2025, as a Vault career in Denmark and Aarhus?
How much?
It's pathetic. Like, I earned twice as much during COVID, but then again, that was because people were like sick and everybody ordered delivery. Tonight, working 3 hours and then 1 hour for transport to my apartment. I live west of Aarhus, so I used half an hour to go to the city. No, actually not that. I used probably 15 minutes before I started work, or 20 minutes, and then half an hour to get back because I was like chilling. So like, but let's say an hour transport back and forth, and then 3 hours of work. I earned 357 kroners. 0.71.
Oh damn!
That's
Like enough for a couple of large pizzas.
it's ridiculously low. It's like it's and this was Volt was like like incentivizing like 2 weeks before this. They were like giving me notifications. Earn a boost, 20% extra this weekend between 17 and 20.
Oh,
And now I have an hourly salary as a delivery courier of 119 kroners an hour. And that's before taxes.
Oh, fuck me.
It's ridiculous. So but I also have to say before I end up ridiculing myself here, I have because now I can delve into my anecdote here about Vault, because I don't see this as obviously I'm going to apply for Dagpenge, supplerende Dagpenge, which is like what we call supplemental
supplemental unemployment.
Some supplemental unemployment check, because as you can just hear, it is not possible to live on a salary where you earn 357 on a Friday, and you can't earn more than that on a Friday, because this is peak hours. This is where there's most money to be made. You can't earn more. There's no orders except for these 3 hours. So you cannot live on a delivery courier salary. You have to have a separate job or unemployment.
I'm dying here because I'm thinking, like, if you were like visited by your future self when you were like 18, and then being told like, Troy, when you are 30 something, you're going to be working for Volt, earning a whopping 119 kroners an hour.
But you know, the funny thing is, I would, like, as an 18-year-old, man, when I was 18, I was fucking dumb. I was like, I was in high school. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do with my life. Okay. 118 hours, that sounds cool. That would be
then say that you were like 25, 26.
25. I was on my second year of university.
Yeah, you were in your second year university, and then you're visited by your future self, being like, in a couple of years, you'll be working for Volt for 119 an hour. I don't think that you will be happy.
No. But then again, 25, 26, that was one of my most optimistic years in my life.
Yeah,
so
and then that would have just been like shit on being Volt.
Yeah, but then again, like, fuck, man. I mean, I've never been someone who's really like shying away from hard work, and I also believe, and we've talked about this on earlier podcasts, that in order to become old, like my grandfather, for instance, why do you think why do you think he's 93 today? Because he busted his fucking balls from 30 years old until he was fucking 70, being a fucking VVS, being a fucking plumber, and fucking going down on his knees and fucking working hard as fuck.
Say that you like could, not saying that you would, but say that you could retire at the age of like 45 or 50, right?
No, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
No, wait, then let me finish, then say that.
No, actually, I would. If I had the money, I know what I would do. I would write not a PhD. I would write an independent project on this acceleration stuff. Yeah,
say that you do that, but also.
Yeah.
You are living in southern Germany, or Austria.
Yeah.
And you spend hours a day just walking in the mountains or the Schwarzwald.
Yeah.
And you're like just like take in the silence, take in the birds, take in the nature sounds, right?
Yeah.
And you get back to your apartment or house or whatever it is that you're fortunate to live in, and you make like a meal. You're not eating takeout. You're like making like a meal from your own grown tomatoes or kitchen garden and um, your kitchen garden, your potatoes, your carrots,
Yeah.
berries or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you toss on a fish that you caught in the lake
That would be good.
while you were out walking,
That'd be great.
right? If
Have we
this-
actually ever like fished together?
No.
Like, except for Red Dead.
Yeah, no, we can do that. Anyways, I think that like if this was your lifestyle and you're 50 and you're retired, right? Then I also think that you would possibly live till you were 100,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not sitting growing depressed in a couch drinking like a liter of red label paint thinner whiskey.
Like your dad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're like doing something like physically right, and you're enjoying it, right? Because you
or like my grandfather, who's like the last 5 years of his life. You know what his everyday daily life was?
what?
From 75 to 79, he would wake up, go like slowly use 20 minutes to go into the living room, sit in his couch, like stuff his pipe. No, he wasn't allowed to smoke inside the house. He would turn on the TV, just watch football, then go out, light the pipe, then just have like a 5-minute smoke, or like he wouldn't inhale, but at the end he would just like keep it in the mouth and just like pretend to smoke a little bit and blow it out again. Then he would go in, watch more football, have a cup of coffee, go in, watch more football, go out, have lunch, go in, watch more football. Then all of a sudden my grandmother would yell, "Der Aftenschwall, there is dinner." Then he would use 5 minutes to go to the kitchen, and it would be like 5 meters, those 5 minutes, because it was fucking stiff. And then like eat dinner, go in, watch some movie or football. If it was a movie, he would usually sit like, those chicks, especially if it was an action movie. Those chicks are nice. And then my grandmother would sit there. No, Val, what are you saying? Like that's gross.
Not like a highly fucking active lifestyle, but okay, at least his dick was working apparently.
Well, nah, I don't think so. I think it would, but like that's the thing. Like, I think towards the end, I don't think your dick necessarily has to function. I think you can just sit there watching and just imagine how it was like when it still worked, you know.
Lol.
Because to be honest, I can't, like, with all the fucking diseases he had. And by the way, I have to just quickly say, I have nothing but the utmost respect for my grandfather. Because fuck, man, he was in the military. He was not a hussar. Was he? No, that was my great grandfather. He was a hussar. But my grandfather, he was in the military. He was a hunter, very good at hunting. He was a baker, a slaughterer, worked fucking hard in his life. But of course, he also smoked. But towards those last 5 years, it was just I don't know. He didn't get lazy. It was just like he just got into that kind of like there was just not more to do for him.
Right. Like you get what I'm saying, that like sure, like work is important, right? But it is for damn sure not everything. So so I'm saying like there's a fine balance. You do not want to work till you're 80. You do not want to work till you're 70, right?
Yeah.
You want to work maybe till you're like 60.
Yeah.
And
it also wasn't. He wasn't a drunk. He rarely touched alcohol. Maybe a schnapps.
I know.
Maybe a schnapps for you.
So the thing is, you need to like find something that is like keeping you active and giving you like a purpose, right? Yeah. So that's why I was like saying like the hiking thing and like fishing, because it requires effort, but it doesn't require like a hell of a lot of effort. It's not like you're going to be like jogging to a half marathon every day.
No.
So that's why I'm like saying like that would be like the optimal retirement for anybody, right? To be financially secure, to be able to do that, right? Possibly somewhere where you will like be out like to get a lot of sun also, so you can get some D vitamins on your body.
Yeah.
And then have like a balanced diet and eat healthy, right? Because as soon as you lose that, which a lot of like retirees do, they like panic and are like, fuck, I've like worked all my life. What am I supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And then it's instantly like snap of the fingers, resulting to drinking paint thinner whiskey on the couch, and then it stops. This is like a lot of retirees, especially in Norway.
And we know that because, like, I mean, one thing that you can say about our modern society is that we're overstimulated, but with that also goes that we're very well informed. So do you think that a lot of our grandfathers actually were thinking about this?
No.
Yeah, me neither. My next question: do you have any positive examples of people you're related to that are still very old? No.
Actually, I don't, because like my grandmother is dead. When she was alive, though, she lived till she was like 90 something. She was very much like clear in the head and did like walk everywhere, and was a lot at the cabin as long as the health allowed for it.
Yeah.
But other than that, like no, because like the other people that I know are like taking it for granted, like my father, my mother, right? Or in their 70s now, they're like taking all this like for granted, and they are becoming in that like growing into the couch phase, right? And for the people that are like doing it today, and the people that are worse off, resorting to like alcoholism and drinking, and depression when you're retired, it's not like this is being advocated. It's not like they talk about it. So it is like kind of like a menace to society, but we pretend that it's not there because we are not talking about it.
Yeah. So
there's nobody there.
So you're
who's like guiding. There's nobody there who's like guiding you on how to invest yourself into retirement, and there's nobody there like to guide you after you go into retirement.
Now I suddenly know why you're thinking of yourself as a self-made man.
Yeah.
Because in that respect, you're kind of like a mönsterbryter, like a breaker of the pattern of the family. But I will still yield that you're still coming from much more wealth than I have ever come from. So you still, I'm not gonna say you had it easier than me, but you definitely came from more wealth than me. That's for sure.
Yeah. But also, I would say that like my parents neglected the wealth that they did have at that point. Because that's another thing that happens to people when they get rich, when they're not coming from money, but they just get rich, right?
Yeah.
They kind of like neglect it, right? And then they are just like, this is the new normal. I'm earning like $100,000 a month, so I can spend $100,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
And it's a short-sighted perspective, because for some reason humans don't tend to like think that like this can all end tomorrow. This can all end in like 6 months, because like you can lose your job, you can become sick, you can become ill, right?
Yeah.
So again, this thing with like investing yourself safely into the future, it isn't just something like for the average person. I would say like it goes for everybody. This is something that poor people should be doing. This is something that average people should be doing, and this is something rich people are actively doing.
Yeah. Well.
So that's where I'm gonna end it off with that. Like, even though you are poor now, then that's no reason for you to having to retire miserably and poor in your 80s.
No, that's true. That's true. But the thing is, like, in Denmark, I will still yield, even though we are at a point where the Western society, where the Western cultural where the West is in a cultural collapse. Denmark is still for my foreseeable future, from my perspective. I will be fine, because there will still be unemployment check for as far as my future goes.
I will say that you are lucky in the aspect of that you are alone, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If you were in a domestic relationship, possibly married, possibly having 2 or 3 kids, right? This perspective of yours would like drastically be fucking changing.
Yeah, in fact.
Because then you would be thinking like, fuck, how I'm gonna have like enough to pay for the kindergarten for the kids.
Yeah.
Fuck, how I'm gonna like have enough to pay for this 100 square meter apartment rent in Aarhus.
Yeah, and it's actually funny, like, well, it's well, not so funny. It's more like ironic, but like, because I seem to be the only one in my family who is always unlucky in this way, because I got 2 brothers who are like, I've told you frequently about one of my oldest brother, who is already having a wife and 2 kids, 2 girls, lovely nieces. Up, I love hanging out with her, like with them. They were so well behaved, because they're very good at raising them. But like, they also have like my brother's girlfriend or wife. Yeah, I have to say wife, because whatever. But like, she is doing blood analysis on a hospital. Earning pretty decent. I'm not gonna say how much, or like I could give an estimate. I don't know exactly.
Just continue.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much, but
Just continue.
it's in the range of 90,000 a month.
Yeah.
And my other brother probably in the range of 50 to 60 a month, working for the commune in Aalborg, doing some, I don't fucking know, man, some fucking data security bullshit with the, like, GDPR shit, fucking making sure, some bureaucratic bullshit, making sure that security breaches aren't a part of everyday society, citizens, some bullshit like that. You know, like, but the thing is, he has been like this since he was like 20, just going straight shit. They're just like straight out the gate. And of course, yeah, when they talk about their fucking life being hard and stuff like that, they have to wake up at 5 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to take care of the girls because the girls are waking up at that point. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's hard. I hear you, but you don't feel my pain of struggling to get a job. Like, fuck, man, you can't even compare it. And then my other brother, who's like, yeah, he's struggling too, getting a job within the same. He studied the same shit as I did, but he was lucky to get a job selling what was it? Brandonpeise. Fireplace.
I know a guy who does that.
Fireplaces.
Yeah.
Like, could there be something polluting the world more? But no, like, I'm sounding bitter now. Fuck, man, I'm proud of them.
I don't think that firewood pollutes that much.
Yeah, well, it does. I mean,
not compared to like a lot of other shit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe some of the newer fireplaces that they sell, they are maybe like.
I mean, like you. I'm sorry, but like you burn a bonfire in the forest and you destroy the atmosphere.
Nah, yeah, no, yeah, okay.
No,
but no, it's more like the systemic selling of thousands, 10,000s of fireplaces. Again, this is the overpopulation aspect in terms of environmentalism, not in terms of the structural need for more population. We need to keep those separate. So, in terms of the environment, we're overpopulated, not in terms of social structure of society.
Okay, got it. So, this guy was also bitter or miserable?
No. Like, nobody's bitter. Not even me am bitter. Like, fuck, man. I'm proud of my brothers for achieving what they have achieved, and in a way, I'm actually proud of being the black sheep, because, I mean, that gives me a story. That makes me kind of legendary in a way.
The outcast.
Yeah. And I don't mean that as a bitter. Well, of course, that outcast would be bitter. I would be bitter because that character would be bitter. And of course I am that a lot of the time.
But it's not like you're sitting in a dark apartment plotting vengeance against your brothers.
No, fuck no. But that's also because my parents have raised me like a dream. Like, I have always been loved. I don't have anyone that I could blame for my misery. I'm like Jess. That's why I can relate so much to Jesse Pinkman. Because he was also like in El Camino. He was like, Mom and Dad, I just want you to know you did the best you could. All this that happened, that's on me.
Yeah. All right.
But of course, once the pain comes, then that all goes out the brain, and then you start being mad at yourself again.
Yeah,
But
that's the danger of the voice that I was talking about. That
Yeah.
self-doubt starts creeping in.
yeah. No, but like in the big picture though, I can laugh at it, and in the big picture, I'm proud of it though. Like being, and I will still say though, compared to how my life would have been if I lived in the U.S., man, then I would have snapped at some point.
Nah, you would have been like a fentanyl addict on the street.
Oh
and walking
yeah,
around like a
yeah,
zombie.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Would have been like, it would have been a zombie. It would have been, would have been dead by now already.
Yeah.
Like 27, lying on the street, having been addicted. But that's the good thing of being, having grown up in a country where it's hard to get access to drugs, where it's hard to get access to guns, where it's hard to, and also where. I will still yield that in Denmark, especially Denmark, not so much the rest of Europe, but especially Denmark, there's still more of a sense of community than there is in anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. All right, that was a great podcast.
No. I still need the vault. What was it? The vault story. I told you already the embarrassing number I earned tonight, but I still didn't. I still left out what that why I do it, because you must have guessed by now. I certainly don't do it because of the money.
But it's big money.
It's not big money. It's fucking embarrassing. Money. It's embarrassing money. This is the paradox. With capitalism, like, there's nothing more capitalism and more liberalistic than Vault, who are like, ding, 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 20% boost this weekend, get out. And then, and in the big picture, it's fucking jack shit. It's peanuts. Like, fuck, man, what is 350 in a day for you?
I don't.
Before taxes.
350 a day for me?
Yeah.
Like, in what comparison?
I don't know. Just when I say I earned 357 kroners on a Friday night.
Yeah, then I'm like fucking like in comparison. I'm thinking like that's what I could like blow on any given day, and not even feel it.
That's what you spent on the cab when we were driving down to Sharks.
Yeah, not even feeling it. Be like whatever the fuck.
Yeah. But yeah. So the point is, like, what you as a, and it's probably worse in other countries. Like, I probably shouldn't complain. But what you make as a courier in 2025 is peanuts. So that's not. So we can both agree that's not why I'm doing it.
Well, you do have those fucking fappers like, driving around on scooters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that I still don't get. How the fuck they? Yeah, but they're taking it way too serious, man. Holy shit, man.
Doing like 50 deliveries a day.
Nah. What? I don't even think you could do 50.
Like,
no, fuck,
I saw, man. I did like, I don't know if like he's still active, but I did see like one Volt driver or whatever, like food delivery shit in Helsinki, pulling in like 80 or 90,000 euros a year.
Yeah, a year, but that's nothing.
That 90,000 euros a year.
Euros.
Yeah, 90,000 euros a year.
Fuck. I do not want to meet him. He must be alienated as fuck. Because that's that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about my partner who I worked with at this company before. and that was also why I said that she would never get a girlfriend, never get a boyfriend, because if you are so focused like this on your job, doing it, and in order to earn 90,000 as a delivery courier a year, you have to do this shit at least 10 hours a day.
Yeah. He was getting up like a fucking sun up. Yeah. As soon as the bakery is open, right?
Okay. Yeah. But think about this. What does this mean for your social relations? For your social interactions? They're dead. They're non-existent. And this was the same thing went for my partner that I worked with in this FAP warehouse job. She was so dead. Whenever I would ask her, so what did you do this weekend? Nothing real. I was working out. I finally got working out.
Here's like my problem with persons like that, right? Because like they are so fucking blind to everything, right?
Yeah.
Because if we were at like a diner, if we were at a diner in 1950, and like now you have said that she's not attractive, but like say that she was attractive or somebody did find her attractive, right?
You have seen a picture of her before, and you said she was kind of attractive. We're not mentioning names here, but not to me, and definitely not the clothes she's dressed in at work.
My point is that like somebody will like walk up to her in a diner or at any given setting, right, and say like, "Hey, name, think you kind of look cute. Would you be interested in like going to a cinema with me or whatever?" Right?
No, then she would already start to overthink and be like, "No, are you a creep? What are you trying to?" Like,
exactly.
All of that.
But that's not just her. Like that's most motherfucking women in Denmark.
Yeah, but this girl, she definitely has ADHD.
And then secondly, right, you would like do this like a couple of times in 1950. And you would be saying like, so I kind of like the chemistry and vibe we got going on. Would you like to go steady with me?
Yeah.
Right. A way of like saying in 1950s English, if you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And like that's literally how fucking simple it was, right?
Yeah.
Because
it was a less overstimulated time. There was much more time passed between crucial events in a life.
Yeah, but more importantly, people allow themselves to feel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very important point.
That's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
Today, we don't fucking do that, right? I'm very interested in it, but people don't do that.
Yeah.
They fucking overthink it. They overanalyze it. They put up the fucking wall, and they put up another fucking wall of all that social media bullshit we talked about, right?
And that and that brings me to my important anecdote that I wanted to mention now for an hour already. The vault thing. The reason why I do this delivery job still, even though I only earn jack shit, is because today I bicycled 31.4 kilometers.
Right.
Granted, it was on an e-bike. But fuck, I can feel it in my legs, and I feel good. And you can feel it because we've been talking for 2 hours now. And what do you know? During and you know the thing is, during that driving, while you're not like necessarily listening to, I'm listening to podcasts. But sometimes I'm also just like not listening to anything, just like focusing on doing the taking the bag, putting it on the bike, like stepping on the pedals, feeling the wind in my face, feeling.
Yeah.
I'm fucking feeling, and more important, I'm feeling the night, and the night is less stressful to drive in than the day, because at night there's less traffic too. So you just look out and you see a bunch of lights, you see the traffic lights that are shifting, and you see people that are coming by you that are also not stressed. Everything is just harmony. And that is what anybody doesn't get with this delivery job. And that, I guarantee you, that's why a bunch of these fappers who are like, gotta earn all this money. Of course, they're like, the incentive is the money. But I guarantee you that they get this feeling, wow, this is so chilling in the evening.
Here, man. I think like that's the guy, because like he's using that fucking bike thing there.
I mean,
and you see that he earned like 10,000 euros in 1 month, and he biked or used that thing 5,607 kilometers.
Yeah.
And completed 1,879 deliveries.
Yeah, but it's not. I guarantee you that dude is not. I mean, I don't know him, but it could very well be that he doesn't even care about the numbers more than the wind in his face. Because, to be honest, like, this was also an important point that I was talking about with my brother. A lot of these guys, and I actually know this because I was in remember when I first did this under COVID, I was in this forum, and I showed you this on Facebook. There was a bunch of these couriers that were sharing their stories, and there was one dude who was writing that he looked at it like a game. Like it was his objectives and side quests,
like mission.
Yeah, and then I think it was us who came up with the analogy that they are bounties, like in Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
and that is exactly to me. This job is. The best way I can describe it is actually, it's a gym for which you get paid. I don't do it for a living, like Vince said. What do you do for a living, Max? From Collateral.
Yeah.
I don't do it for a living. I do it for fitness. I use this job as a open air gym for which I get paid 350. Wait, what gym have you gone? You have gone to a gym.
Yeah.
And how much did you pay for that?
About 300 for a month.
I just got paid 300 for the day to go to this gym for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm sweaty, but damn, I feel good. And I've just done 2-hour podcast. So, like, what do you want, man? Are you still gonna laugh at my peanuts?
No.
See, when you put it like that, it ain't so bad. But that's just the fucking thing. This job is looked down at like fucking crazy, because people are like, status-wise, why are you delivering food for people? That's what the slaves did back in. Oh, that's what the errand that's what the errand boys did in the Victorian area.
Is that the feeling you get when you're like delivering the food to people?
Yeah, I mean, nobody has said that. Nobody has said that to me.
Yeah,
but then again, nobody is giving me tips either.
Are they like standing there, like looking down and being like, huh?
Oh yeah,
delivery boys here.
Yeah. There was one dude who was looking, but then again, you can't tell much from a look. You can easily overanalyze because we're overstimulated in this accelerated culture, of course. So I'm easily overanalyzing this, but yeah, the look he gave me in that moment, I did get that feeling that Yeah, he was looking down on me. And he was living on the 5th floor, so like all the way up. Yeah, having me walk up 5 flights of stairs. But then again, I feel good. And my legs aren't hurting too bad. But I feel good. I feel good. And right now I'm listening to 1940s business old music.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
can I go to bed now? You said you would be sleeping at like half an hour ago.
Oh yeah, but now we had an interesting podcast for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm tired.
Yeah, you're tired because you haven't been fulfilled. You haven't gone to the gym or to an open air gym like me.
Yeah.
So you're still gonna look down on this job?
No, I'm not. I never looked down on it.
All right. Then I will conclude this podcast for the evening and be satisfied with this day. And see you in the next episode, in the next podcast.
See you later, bros.
See you later, bros. Joy.
Joy.